And you were telling me how that there's some of these comedy clubs in Melbourne have decided to become like American campuses and have safe spaces and want to create safe comedy.
Yeah. That's
what made me laugh about that?
That's a little bit of the
unless you're me or Jim Jeffries, comedy in Australia is safe anyway. This is the most conservative comedy country on planet Earth because Australians don't really do anything too dark because they won't accept their own shadow because they genocided Aboriginals and we still can't face that. Yeah. So haven't you noticed that any time you want to get on Australian media or if you have to listen to the radio, everybody's always got to be like that. So what's going on today, Fitzy? Oh, you wouldn't know, Whipper. We've always got to keep the kind of, upbeat kind of thing. So if anything gets too serious, we can soon deflate it with our upbeat personalities where nothing really serious can get spoken about because we really don't know how to speak about things seriously in Australia. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today is how do you like your banana bread, toasted or untoasted? There's a controversial topic here. What do you reckon about that, Fitzy? I like it toasted. Toasted? You got to be joking. Hey, what are you saying? Oh, well, anyway, give us a ring, and if you like it toasted, perhaps you could win a ticket to see the Hoodoo Gurus. Who were the Hoodoo Gurus? They were a real band back in the day that used to play their instruments and not just sit there on a keyboard in their mum's basement. I can't remember that, Fitzy. Anyway, you're getting a bit serious there, mate. That's why you've got the project, don't you? So we can go on there and we can just get the narrative going and go, anybody that doesn't want to vaccinate their kids is an idiot. Just an idiot. And Charlie Pickering and Waleed, whatever his name is going to come up and they're going to tell you, you're a bit of a dickhead anyway. We're going to make it a bit funny, but we're going to tell you you're a fucking dickhead if you've got an opinion that goes against the narrative of the government and the media. Anyway, how do you like your banana bread again? Oh, I like it toasted. Toasted, you're a controversial chap there, Fitzy.
Oh, fuck. I would love...
Anyway, here's a joke about pubes. This is Midnight Oil.
I would love to see you on the project or something like that. They'd have to cut it all out.
They won't let me on. I'm not allowed on there. I'm not allowed in the mainstream. I'm not allowed. I'm the most well-known, least-known Australian comedian around.
It's so bizarre.
I'm not
so
allowed.
funny.
You can put me on stage with any of these apparent big famous comedians in Australia and I'll wipe the fucking floor with them. I'll wipe the floor, unless I'm in front of some real pussy mainstream audience that doesn't laugh at anything. But you stick me in front of a real good comedy crowd and I'll just wipe the floor with a lot of them. But then, the media would just go, that guy was a bit rude, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, that's what happened
So now they want to have safe space comedy nights, do they? Well, enjoy your PC comedy, everybody. That should be an absolute fucking riot as you sit there and try and make jokes that aren't offensive to anybody because apparently you can read the audience's mind and realise that, hey, I better not say that because it'll be offensive, even though I don't know who's in the audience because I'm such an arrogant cunt that I just sit there and think that, yeah, I'm going to make it sort of a law and a rule because I'm going to be the dictator to tell everybody what you can and can't say in an art form such as comedy, which is made so that people can laugh at whatever they fucking want.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Like, we were talking before the show that it's about a fucking holiday from the intensity of our the world that we're living in at the moment.
That's what laughter's for. Of course it is. Are some jokes offensive to some people?
Yeah.
Well, so what? So what?
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can go.
Especially, I feel like, because
Which bit of this don't these fucking people get? I went to somewhere, I didn't like it. I left.
Yeah. And more so with open mic, because that's the only place you can fucking practice.
Yeah, well, that's
so
the problem.
Expect to go wrong.
I mean, yeah, well, trying to get good at comedy in Australia is pointless anyway because there's not enough gigs. And there's not enough people. And we don't have a comedy culture here. We've got funny characters. Australians can be funny people. You can meet funny Australians. You know, they're upbeat, funny, larrikiny kind of people at times and that. But they're also very conservative. It's like a double-edged sword with Australians. They're kind of they're vulgar, but they're you
it's so
can't say that.
Yeah, like I mean, I was watching a documentary on Netflix a couple of weeks ago, a series where they talked to, it was called Drug Lords. They talked to the DEA agents in the US.
Friendly chaps.
Yeah, lovely guys. But like, they're like, so they talk to them, talk to a few other people, then they get over to the Australian cops. And like, because the fourth episode was about the heroin dealers in Richmond back in the 80s. I can't think of their name, Pettingill. And they start interviewing. They start interviewing.
Never been one for heroin myself.
No.
No, I was always, and I've taken too many drugs in my fucking life. Never in a junkie format, but just over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Recreationally, where I really should.
When you're out every night?
No,
not
every night, but just too long, over too long a period of time. Into an age where I should have stopped and known better.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm sitting and mocking everyone out there, I'm no smart guy that's got everything. I've got a new joke in my show where I go. Believe me, I'm a complete hypocrite as well. I'm just as flawed as everybody else. I'm not superior to anyone. I believe in equality per se, but also I don't. People used to go, I'm not fucking equal. People go, don't you think everyone's equal, Steve? Or perhaps spiritually, on a sort of cosmic level where you're a spirit that's manifested into an earth body. Perhaps you have some kind of legitimate equality there. But then again, maybe not, because if past lives exist, some people have been here for 1,000 lives and other people have been here for 2 lives, and maybe they're more evolved than you. So no, you're not fucking equal. And so, and I used to go, no, not everyone's not equal. And there's people I'm far superior to. And people would go, you can't say that. I go, why not? There fucking is. And there's men and women who are superior to me. And if I'm lucky enough to meet them, maybe I'll fucking learn something. Right.
That's a valid point.
There is, but not everyone's the fucking same. There's people that are better than you. That's who you learn off.
Yeah. It'd be a worry.
People who are more emotionally stable, more mentally stable, more physically healthy, more grounded, more learned, more, are they gods and atavars and perfect? No, but I've met people who realise this guy has got it together a lot fucking better than I have, right? This, taking some of this guy's advice could aid me. Me being a arrogant cunt sometimes, I didn't always listen. I intellectualised it and then subconsciously wandered off into my fucking self-destructive mode. But that's my fucking responsibility. Same as it's your responsibility if you hear a joke and you're offended and you feel like, well, no, I didn't like that. Well, that's no one's business but you. That's you. That's your shit.
What about people who, like comics, who are concerned about how the audience feel?
Gives a fuck how the audience feel. The only thing, well, I give a fuck how the audience feel, as if they're all not laughing, then it's not a good time.
Yeah. You're not doing your job, right?
I'm not doing my job, right? If I'm standing there in front of 1,000 people and no one's fucking laughing at any jokes, then yeah, of course I give a fuck how the audience feel. But I don't have that problem because I know how to do it, right? But how do I think, what should I say in case they take it the wrong way or think the wrong thing about me or think that I'm saying something that I'm not? Or, well, who am I to make that fucking judgment?
Yeah.
Every person in that audience has got a different history through genetics, through psychology, through their upbringing, through their religion, through their diet, through their subconscious, through their morality, through, Yeah. I grew up in a highly divorced, dysfunctional, emotionally retarded, depressive kind of fucking child upbringing. So some of that's rubbed off on me and I should have dealt with it and I didn't. Some people grew up with parents that loved each other and had a great time and everyone had a laugh and dad was chilled out and cool and went swimming with you and went bike riding with you and not that these people just turn out perfect and rah, because everyone's got flaws on some level, right? But I'm just saying, you're probably going to have a little different psychology if you grow up where you just ate healthy food and your mum loved you and fucking your dad was funny and cool. And see, my dad would do things like go, Jesus fucking Christ, right? Oh, gee, I'm just dropped a spoon, right. So you kind of get a different so in an audience there's a multitude of people who have experienced life on fundamentally profoundly different ways. So the way that they filter something is going to be profoundly different. Whether that is true or not becomes, but it's true in the sense of what I'm saying. It's true in the sense of that they're going to filter it differently.
Yeah.
So for me to sit backstage and think that I can take all that on board and then foster my show to accommodate this arrogant, illusionary idea that I understand the psychology and morality and religion of every single person in that audience is profound elitism, which I will not fucking indulge in because I'm not a god.